Hey friends, and welcome back to Timberborn. And thank you very much for the name suggestions. They were very cool. So we got a bunch of new names we can add to the colony when we have some new births. And I also got the suggestion to use numbers instead of the junior, 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 junior. So we'll be switching to like, I don't know, Bailey the 4th and the 5th and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. So once we have a new bunch of births, we'll add some new names and then we can start adding numbers. And I see something weird happening over here. So why are these all paused? Because I thought... Oh, I did automate these. Whoops. I was planning to only automate these 3 because I do want these 2 working to get our storage at 100% full and these stop at 90%. So, whoops. Oh, but wait, then they won't listen to the depth sensor. Oh, we can automate them on the depth sensor, right? Oh, maybe that's why they were pausing. Because the water level is too low. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, guys. Yeah, these are automated by the relay. Ah, okay, fair enough. But water should be returning soon because, yeah, there we are. We have just ended our drought. So we're filling up the reservoirs and then the river will start flowing again. So that's nice. And last episode we ended with this explosion over here. And we've started building the bridge, but they're working on the dynamite first. Because we don't have planks, of course. Yes. Fair enough. And we don't have planks because we didn't have power. But yeah, power should be up and running again, so these guys will all start working again, so that's cool. So we can actually pause these. Because we have more than enough power coming from these water wheels. Okay, cool. And for today I want to have a look at getting this industry up and running a bit more. And seeing if there are like technologies we have not looked at that we can get incorporated into this industrial district. And I want to see if we can do something about this water source so we can protect this area a bit more from droughts and bad tides. And then also, if we have the time, I want to have a look at this, but we'll need the extract and the level 2 dynamite for that. But it might be a while before we can remove this platform and start working on our happiness area or well-being area. And then I might also look at changing the housing district, rearranging it a bit to get more campfires and rooftop terraces and decorations and stuff in a smaller area. So sort of consolidate the housing and build a nice layered setup towards the well-being activities. But yeah, that also requires this to be removed first, so that might be a while before we can get to that. But for now the colony is doing well. We're at 1,000 berries and carrots. We have more than 100 sunflower seeds, which I think is more than we ever had. So sunflowers are finally going up. That's nice. And we have more than 1,000 water. The only thing we're lacking at the moment is planks and gears. And I guess paper and explosives, but those are less important. But the planks is kind of annoying, and that is because this district wasn't working because we had no power. But I am considering adding even more, what are they called? Lumber mills to this area just to increase our plank production a bit more. But that might also mean we need more lumberjacks to supply it with the logs we need. Hey, nice, these are done. So these are our big underground piles for logs and treated planks. So let's tell these to empty. And then when they're empty, we'll remove them and replace them with these big ones as well. Yeah, we're still getting hit by floods over here when we have a new wet season, which is kind of annoying. And hopefully it will clear up in a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's fine, I guess. And our reservoir is starting to fill up behind our dam over here, so that's good. Yeah, it's a little wonky with the water physics. I'm not sure. I thought I read somewhere in a patch note that they fixed it, but it does seem to be surging back and forth quite a bit when it hits a dam. That's not much we can do about it, I guess. We'll just let it figure itself out, and at some point we will have a nice big water storage here again. Now we're slowly working on this bridge to connect our metal back up again. And we're also still working on the explosives, so that's good. I might put some hospital beds over here, because these buildings actually have the highest chance of injury, and then we don't have to have them walk all the way back every time they get hurt. Let's do 4 of them, just to be safe. So we had a bunch of births, that's nice. So let's do some renaming with the new name suggestions you guys gave me. So welcome Balex, Bordney, Bestiny, Bedgar, Ferdinand, Berard, Bew, Bines, Bamila, Snoring, Bim, Boise, Barry, Boel, and Bophelia. Welcome to the colony. And I think we might actually be ready for some more beavers, because I'd like more haulers, and we're good on food at the moment. So let's see if we can add some more housing in here somewhere. Gonna be tricky. Maybe we can do something like this. Not sure how we're gonna get up there though. Yeah, I've removed the shrubs for now, because we're gonna need access to this back area to build these platforms, and then we can put some houses on top of there. Then we just need to figure out where we're gonna put the stairs. I mean, we could do spiral stairs maybe, now that we have the treated planks. And then move these a little bit to the side or something like that. We might have to do an entirely new housing district at some point, which is better designed from the get-go, because it's a bit tricky to try and fiddle around a design that's not perfect from the beginning. I'll let them get on with that. We need planks for that, so it's gonna be a while before we are able to make any of that. And I actually did add another lumber mill, and I think I'm gonna have them prioritize that, because I would like that to be working for us. Why are you not working? Oh, you don't have enough planks? Or maybe Destiny is moving stuff around. But yeah, that's why I would like more haulers, because it looks like our haulers are struggling a little bit to keep everything supplied and running. We're not actually emptying these warehouses. I guess we could sacrifice some more inventors to get haulers. But not a lot of like massive, impressive construction projects going on at the moment. It's mostly just waiting for stuff to get finished. Our lake is slowly filling up again. We could change the settings on these a little bit. Have them let through a little less water so it fills up quicker behind it. Actually, we could tell this to let out even less water, because we're not actually using that power at the moment, because we moved our industrial district. So in theory this should fill up quicker now, but I'm still not 100% sure these spells work the way I think they work. But let's give it a little time to have the physics settle. No, it's filling up. Yeah, it keeps sloshing back and forth a bit, but it is filling up now. So that should fill this reservoir a bit quicker. Okay, cool. Because we want this filled up before another drought or bad tide hits. So we got our new lumber mill, but it's not getting power because this smelter has not been built yet. I built a second smelter for future proofing, but as soon as it's built I'm gonna pause it, because we don't actually need more metal blocks at the moment. But I was trying to get this all designed the way I want it, sort of. Hey, nice, we emptied these storages so they can be removed, and we'll put new underground ones in their place. So one can be metal blocks and one can be planks. And then we can... or we can remove this one because we don't... let's keep it around for a little while. Okay, so maybe this wasn't the best idea, because... don't look at this one, but if you look at this one, we told it to go off when it reaches 1.9 meter, but that means it's now going on, off, on, off. So we're getting surges of water constantly, which is a bit annoying. So I might put this at 2 meters, or maybe even 205. So we'll let it flood naturally, and if the flooding gets too bad, then we'll start letting through more water, because I don't want mini tidal waves all the time. And hopefully this is going to be enough to prevent this entire valley from flooding, although looking at this, that might not be the case. So maybe we do put this at 2 meters. And then I guess we accept the flooding for now. I might put this back to a higher number, so the difference between on and off is less severe. Or I guess what we could do is slow down the reaction speed. Hopefully that will make it less tidal wavy. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's a little better. Yeah, we'll leave it like this for a while and we'll see what happens. And we can actually... Can we pause this? No, I guess we'll delete them. We're not using them, and all the flickering lights were getting a bit annoying. No, we are flooding this again, okay. So this is gonna have to turn on at 195. But this is all sort of temporary, because when we get this going, then this flooding won't be a problem, because we want this to fill up with water as well. Yeah, look, all the mini floods keep destroying our crops. So hopefully we fix that now with the slower reaction time, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so while the beavers are working hard on all the projects we've given them, let's have a look at this area and see how we can protect ourselves from droughts and bad tides. I'm gonna start with a little path this way, so we can get up here. And then what do we want to do? It would be cool if we could get the bad water to just flow out of the map again. Can we do something like this with a contamination sensor? So if we put a contamination sensor over here and say once you get more than 5% you turn on, and then these guys are open when it's off and completely closed when it's on, maybe the bad water will flow backwards out of the map? Maybe we put this on the other side. And we put levees over here, just in case. Maybe that can work? I'm not sure if the water is allowed to flow back out of where it starts. Okay, but then the next question is, how do we get up here? We're gonna need a lot of stairs, let's see. We need to get to this floor. Actually, we can't walk on these, so... Can we build on top of the rubble? No. What else have we got here? Overhang. Ah. That could work. It's cost 3,000 signs to unlock. Okay. Wait. Platform? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. What are these? Suspension bridge? Oh, this might be more our cup of tea. 600 science. 1,000 science. Okay, maybe we do a triple platform over here with a double platform on top. Okay, let's unlock the triple platform. I'll put one over here. And the second one on top of it. Then we'll do suspension bridge for 600 science. And spiral stairs to get up there. Okay, okay. And then we can... Stairs over here. Spiral stairs over here. And here. Normal stairs, normal stairs, normal stairs, normal stairs, normal stairs. And then a path. I think that should work. We could save one set of... No, two set... No, wait. Maybe we can do this more efficiently if we use these natural stairs. Then we can do stairs over here. 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 And then spiral stairs up here. Now we do need to remove this tree. Not sure if that was really that much more efficient than going this way, but at least will stay out of the green area. So I guess that's better, maybe? Yeah, but this will take a long while to build, so we'll let them get to it when they have the time and materials, I guess. We are getting a nice sneak peek here of what it would mean if we get a river and a lake over here, because this one little lake of water made this entire area green. So if we get this river with a big lake, I think we'll have a little sliver of brown over here, but everything else will be green, so that will be quite nice. And then maybe we can even dilute this poo water, this dirty water a little bit, which will make this entire area better looking as well. It will at least remove the corruption, like the really bad, like all this cracking of the earth. But we're gonna need a lot more explosives before that is gonna happen. Yeah, we got our new hauling post in, but we don't have workers available. We're 29 jobs short at the moment. I mean, that is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 19 inventors. So we're not actually short on jobs at the moment, except for these haulers, I guess. But I would like more beavers working in the colony. But basically everything is now stuck on us getting more planks. So hopefully we can finish this smelter soon, and then we can, or then we'll have one more beaver making planks. Hopefully they'll be able to keep up with the demand a little better. But yeah, I think for now I'll just let the beavers do their thing. And I'll bring you guys back shortly when something, or when we've made more progress or something interesting happens. So I'll see you guys in a few, I guess, seconds for you. And there we go. The smelter is finished. So let's pause this because we don't have the beavers anyway. But now we have Bailey Jr. helping us producing planks. So hopefully that will, one, keep our gears being produced, and 2, help with all the construction projects we're doing, having a little more planks available. And we finished our bridge across the lake. So our scrap metal workers, what are they called? Scavengers. Our scavengers are back at it, getting us the scrap metal we need to make metal blocks. Not that we really need metal blocks at the moment, but it's good to have them anyway. And seeing how short we are on jobs constantly, I think I might do some more automation on resources. Because, for example, the tapper is not really working at the moment because we're full on these resources. So it might be good to get some automation for this guy to stop working when it's no longer necessary. And I think I'm gonna do the same for metal blocks and gears and planks and paper and stuff like that. And the lumberjacks, not that they need to, or not that they are able to pause at the moment, because we are desperately waiting for all those resources, but it will be good to have in the future. So I'm gonna set up some automation real quick, and I will bring you guys back when I have something to show you. Okay, so I set up the automation for the tapper shack, and the tapper gathers pine and maple, or pine resin and maple syrup. So I set up a counter for pine resin and maple syrup, and both of them say if there's less than 90% in storage, you can turn on. Oh, and we have a new bad tide approaching. Okay. So it will hit in 3 days. There's no way we will finish this project in 3 days, so I guess we're gonna find out how well our oaks are able to survive this bad tide. And I have just paused these lumberjacks because I want to have as much full-grown oaks over here as possible when this bad tide hits. And also we're pretty much full on logs, so I'd rather have this lumberjack removing the pines than these guys removing oaks. And we still have our main lumberjacks working over here, so it's not like we're in any trouble. Speaking of lumberjacks, let's set up some automation for them as well. It might be good to have like a sort of central location for all the automation where we can easily access it. I'm not sure where. We might do it over here near our industry. Let's do it over here. Okay, so we're gonna have a resource counter for logs, planks, gears, paper, treated planks, scrap metal, metal blocks, explosives. So let's set these all up. Okay, so we've got all these set. Oh wait, I didn't set any conditions. Okay, so for all of them I've said if there's less than 90% in storage you turn on, and then we can automate jobs based on these counters. We already set up the bad water, so that's good. And then we might also have to do something like the reverse. Because right now, if we, for example, take planks. So we could tell the lumber mills if there's less than 90% planks in storage, you work. But maybe there are no logs for them to process into planks. So you'd want something like, if there are enough logs and not enough planks, then you work. But that would mean we'd have to set up relays for every single job. Or not every single one, but everyone that turns one resource into another resource would need a relay. I'll have to think about that. They won't be able to build this anytime soon anyway, so just a project they can keep working on. And it will at some point lead to not necessarily more jobs, but just a better distribution of jobs, I guess. Like beavers doing what needs to be done instead of sitting in the same job all the time while they're not actually working. So it should mean we need less beavers for the same amount of jobs, I guess. Everyone can work part-time. Or every job can be done part-time. The beavers are still working full-time. And speaking of working full-time, the bees actually increased the growth rate of the sunflowers by so much that our beavers aren't keeping up. So the sunflowers are growing faster than they can be harvested, which I think is a good thing. Because as I said last episode, when our well-being goes up, they will start working faster and moving faster, and they'll be able to get through these easier again. But at least we are sure we'll have enough, I guess, farm tiles to keep or to sustain a little bit more colony growth. And speaking of colony growth, we need some new names again. So welcome, Bol, Binsey, or Wincy, Bachel, Byman, Bomb is the bomb, Boother, Victor, Besley, Bavier, or Bavier, and Bousef. So welcome everyone. Just in time for a bad tide. Or well, one more day. It's not that close. Okay, so the bad tide is about to hit. We're full on water, full on food. So we should be fine. The only thing I'm worried about is this oak forest. Because I think the red contamination stuff will kill a lot of these oaks. So let's see what happens. This might have been a bad idea. Now let's look at this adult oak. Because we know their drought resistance is 15 days. So they can last 15 days without water. But I'm not sure if they can last 15 days with the corruption stuff. You can see this forest is drying out really quickly now. And once all the regular water is gone, it will start contaminating. Okay, so right now it says the oak will die in 16.3 days. Which is interesting because they have a drought resistance of 15 days. But apparently it's 16. And I'm waiting for the corruption stuff to hit. It's a 4-day bad tide, by the way. So it's not that worrisome for the rest of our colony. But I am worried we're gonna lose most of this forest. And we can see here the corruption is actually beginning to take hold. You can slowly see orange lines appearing throughout the forest. And the seedlings are actually dying. So even though it says it would take 14 days for them to die, they are just instantly dying. So I think if we fast forward a day, most of this forest will be gone. Yeah, it's contaminated. Oh, it will die in a few hours when it's contaminated. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the contamination is really bad. And it will just pretty much instantly kill our trees. And I assume crops would die even faster. High oak. And a fully grown oak dying is actually not that big of a deal because it will still give us the 8 logs. But all these seedlings are just wasted. They didn't give us logs, so it was just wasted time, basically. So that's why I was saying these trees need to grow before we get a bad tide, or we need to do something about the bad tide, because this is not sustainable. I'm actually gonna open these floodgates all the way because we don't actually want to store bad water in here. And the rest of the colony is still profiting from the water we had stored up in this area, so that's good. And we've got one more new addition to the colony, so welcome Belda. And with that, all the new names have been added, so now we're gonna go... I'm gonna go and change the juniors into numbers, so they're gonna be like Brennan the first, the second, the third, whatever. But it's gonna take me a second to go rename all the beavers. So I might actually do that between episodes. I think that's a bit more sensible than trying to do that right now. But yeah, then we're gonna change the juniors to numbers because it will fit on the screen nicer, and it will also be a clearer indication of what generation they are than when we get to like junior number 10. But we almost have the same number of names as we have beavers in the colony now, so that's pretty cool. Because I have 80 names, I think, and we have 87 beavers, so... Ooh, we have our centrifuge up and running, so we are making extract now. Cool. That means the level 2 explosives are a step closer to being available to us. And why are you going all the way around? You could have... Where are you going? There's medical beds over here. Okay, I'm not sure why Bines is deciding to use a medical bed here when there's ones available. Maybe they used them in order they were built? Yeah, she went in the very first one we built, so maybe building them close to the industry wasn't actually all that helpful. Okay, so I'm curious, after almost 5 days, how much water is left in this little lake? Still a good third of a block, I think. That's good to know. We can last a while on this little lake to keep this area green. And we're making good progress on the explosives, so that's exciting. Maybe if we're lucky, we can do this explosion in this episode, but I'm afraid it's gonna be next episode. But we'll see how they get on in the coming minutes for me, seconds for you. And that's the end of the bad ties. Nice. So still full on water and food, so we were fine. So really the only problem was our forest over here dying, so this will all have to be replanted, which is a bit annoying. So hopefully this dam construction that we have planned over here will help with that, but we'll have to see what happens when we raise these floodgates, because I'm not convinced it will just flow back out of the map. Now I'm curious, will these be replanted or do they have to be removed by a builder? Well, it looks like they're getting replanted. Yeah, okay, cool. Bailey Jr. doing good work here. Yeah, it is a bit annoying, I agree. I'll try and get this fixed for you so you don't have to plant trees again and again. I like the ominous green. Oh wait, the extract is green as well. Ugh. Okay, so we take brown water and we turn it into green water. Interesting. Oh, let's get some automation for this one as well. Now that we're here. Let's see, extract. And when there's less than 90% extract, this building can turn on. Okay, cool. And I realized when I opened the menu for the resource counter how many resources there actually are. So there's still a lot to discover for us. But we'll get there when we get there, I guess. And it's taken about a day, but our river is flowing again. Just flushing out a little bit of bad water. I would like to get that actually. Can we fix that? We'd need to make this deeper. How much deeper? Because these are 1 high. These are 3 high. So we need to explode 2 down from here. We could start preparing this actually. Let's see. So we want these gone. And then we want second level. We have extract nowadays, so let's unlock this. You want that one? Ooh. It's a big boy. Cool. So that will go to this level instantly. So that's good. Beaver is unwell. Wait, what? What happened? This beaver spent too much time in contaminated water. It's fine for now, but will get sick in a few days. Oh no! So Bart the Third is getting sick. Too much time in contaminated water. Wait, how did that happen? Was that because we were flushing out a little bit of bad water? Was he just crossing the river when that flood went through? I guess that's what happened. Oh, I'm sorry, Bart. He will get sick in a few days. Wait, how do we... Do you just spend time in the medical bed? Not sure what's gonna happen. Do we need to cure you from the contaminated water? Is there something we can do? Herbalist. Creates antidote that cures contaminated beavers. Ah, okay, we need an herbalist. We don't have the science. Oh no. What does the herbalist need? It needs paper, dandelions, berries. Makes antidote. Ah, so that's what we need the dandelions for. Okay. Okay, so let's start preparing for this. Can we plant dandelions with the forester? Dandelions, yes, okay. So let's change some things here. Let's get some more blueberries going over here. We'll remove all the blueberries on this side of the road on a very high priority. And then we'll start planting dandelions over here. And then we can start growing dandelions. I guess they can be collected by the gatherer as well. Yeah, dandelions. Okay, cool. And we already have a storage for dandelions. Yes, we have a large warehouse for dandelions. Cool. So I guess we can set up the herbalist over here somewhere. Do they need power? No. We don't have the science, but I guess we can just build it somewhere over here where it's close to the dandelions and the berries and the paper. Oh wait, we don't store berries over here. Okay, so let's get another warehouse going for berries. Just so the herbalist has a nearby source. So let's do a medium warehouse. Is this gonna be the same height? Yeah, okay. That I quite like that actually. So that can store blueberries, and we'll do stairs up. And hopefully builders will start tearing these down relatively quickly, but I think I am gonna plant the dandelions in advance so they can start growing, at least a few of them. Because I'm not convinced. I think builders build before they demolish, so it might be a while before they get a chance to remove these berry bushes. Oh no, Belinda Jr. is unwell as well. Also spent time on contaminated water. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Are we showering in contaminated water? Is it not flowing out quickly enough? Oh, we never built the Lido. Can we build the Lido? Oh, we never unlocked it. Okay, never mind. We need the science for the herbalist now. What we can do is start planning this in the landscaping. Double dynamite. Yes, nice, let's go. We do need to remove this one tree over here, but we can't reach it at the moment actually. We will never be able to reach it, so we're gonna have to build just one stair so we can chop down this tree. But once these are all in, we can explode this down and then we can start building our fun activities. We have begun building the platforms over here, so I might be able to get in some more houses soon. Ooh, the builders removed all the berry bushes. Nice. Okay, so let's get some more dandelions going. I'm not sure why they didn't remove this. Ah, this wasn't on high priority. Okay, for some reason. Okay, so we'll get a nice dandelion field on the go. How long do these take to grow? 3 days. Oh, that's quite quickly. I think we'll unpause the gatherer in advance. They can top up the berries and afterwards they can start working on the dandelions. I might actually prioritize the dandelions. I would like to get some more inventors on the go so we can get to the herbalist sooner, but there's just too much work to be done at the moment. We might... I think I am gonna pause this hauling post. It's only 1 or 2 beavers, but that's 1 or 2 inventors that we could really use right now. Okay, the last 3 got removed over here, so that's nice. Now we can just put in a regular explosive on that spot. Or dynamite, sorry. And then we just wait for all of this to be delivered by the beavers. Okay, we have a problem. Part the third is officially contaminated by bad water. And he's not looking good. Yikes. Okay, so we really need that antidote because he's not just gonna be spending time in a medical bed by the looks of it. Oh, poor guy. Poor Bart, I'm sorry, man. As soon as I have the science, we'll get you some antidote, I promise. Hopefully we can get some inventors on the go quickly. We only have 1 at the moment. You know, just for now, we're gonna high prioritize some more inventors. It will cost us some haulers, which will decrease the efficiency of the rest of the colony, but I think we really need that herbalist now. How much science did it need? 300. Okay, we're almost there. Then we just need some dandelions to grow. They only need... by the end of the day, they should be grown, actually. Oh, and Belinda Jr. is contaminated as well. Oh no. I'm sorry, Belinda. They look horrible. Oh no. I'm sorry. Contamination minus 10 well-being. Oh no. Refuses to work. Yeah, I don't blame you. Movement speed minus 70%. Yikes. But they don't get well-being from anything. They only have hunger, thirst, sleep, and shelter. And they do actually need the antidote. Okay, good. Ooh, and we have the science. Okay, sorry, Belinda. Okay, so get this as a high priority workplace, high priority construction site, 10 planks, 20 gears. We actually have that in storage now, so hopefully we can get this herbalist on the go quickly. Oh, and then we need a place to store the antidote, so is that gonna be a liquid? Yes, antidote, nice. Okay, high priority for this as well. And it just turned nighttime, so they'll start work on this tomorrow morning, but at least we'll have it. I'm gonna decrease the inventors again. I'll leave 2 instead of 1. I think we can use it. And the herbalist is built. Nice. So, Beelzebub... Oh no. Beelzebub is gonna make antidote for us. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we'll trust you on that. So, that's interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna end it here, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about the contaminated beavers and how we can prevent that in the future. And join me next time to find out if Beelzebub will actually save Bart III and Belinda Jr., or if he will pull some kind of crazy stunt and make everything worse. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.